What's up, guys? Mike here, and tonight I don't even know if I can give this video a title. Basically, I know I've done videos of no excuses and every no excuses comments under the sun, but something's really kind of been inside my head lately, and I've been really trying to get it out. Lately I've been lifting a lot. I've been hitting the gym, lifting weights. It's great. But I really have always been wanting this boot camp class for myself. Like, I wanted to go join a boot camp class somewhere and get my ass kicked 3 times a week. I want to go somewhere, kind of like where nobody knows me. I want to just go. I want to get my ass kicked. I don't want to be like Trainer Mike. I want to just be a client and just fucking sweat, throw up. I don't care. I want that. I want that class, right? I want somebody's class like my class. And, so I started looking. I started Googling it. Checking out everything. I checked out, there's like some Hudson Valley CrossFit across the river, but I think it's closed or something. They don't answer their phone. Their website sucks. And then I'm looking at like other things and there's nothing. There's literally nothing. I honestly, minus Kingston Athletics, there's probably no place where you can flip a tire. There's no gym where you can just go and have some tires and flip them. And do a class where somebody's yelling at you, like I do to my clients, and get your ass kicked. I haven't found one. So then I'm wondering, what are my ex-boot campers doing? What are you doing to challenge yourself? And I'll never get an answer because I don't know, maybe it's something that humans do, to where we're in denial, or we just I don't know what it is. I'm not even going to try to label it or anything. But I in my notebook, my Bible of workouts and everything, I was just going through some old mile times from 4 years ago, and the page was full of names. All right, I'm not going to name any names. Everyone knows that they've done my boot camp, and I want to know, what are they doing? I can guarantee that there's no other class out here that nobody that has done my boot camp and quit or left or whatever reason it is out there doing timed miles as fast as they can. Now, I know there's some people that are out there training. They're doing training for 5Ks or 10Ks or marathons or Spartan races, and they may be doing some awesome training. But nobody's going out on a random Wednesday and doing a timed mile as fast as they can. So I want to know what it is that you're doing. Because before I came to this town, before I came to Kingston, I started boot camp here in Kingston. Maximum Results was the first real boot camp in Kingston that had 50 fucking people in it and challenged everyone. It was the thing that people love to do 3 days a week. And it was the thing that people who needed that push and that motivation and that drive and that thing that they were missing, it was that thing. And they joined and they did it and they rocked. They rocked. And slowly people kind of fizzled out, whether it was too much for them. Some people I just know that they weren't gonna they weren't gonna stick to it. You know, and that's fine. Like it's fine. You know, it's just, and then other people just peeled off and went and just think that they can do their own thing and do it equivalent. Well, listen, if you couldn't do it before me, you're just going to fall into the same trap, routine, crap stuff. And in 5 years from now, you're going to be looking for that boot camp or whatever it is, that thing that needs that missing piece again. So it's like, it just drives me crazy. Like, what are you guys doing to I mean, to me, I don't even know if I can compare it to anything. I'd like to like do some sort of like analogy, but you know, why would you do a boot camp 3 days a week, get your ass kicked, crush shit? I mean, time miles, kettlebell hells, I mean, 1,000 rep Thursdays, rope workouts, wood chippers, and all these things that are the toughest things that you've done in your life. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee that, unless you're doing Ironmans or, you know, marathon, you know, whatever. You know, I know training for a marathon is the fucking worst thing. You know, what is it? Why would you do those things? Why would you do the wood chipper? Why would you do the rope workout and then stop doing boot camp and then go do the next level down? Why would you downgrade? Why would you go do like a little... Why would you go do a Zumba class instead? I don't know. I guess I would compare it to like, you know, my volleyball team. If we were like A-League and we were rocking and rolling and kicking ass and whatever, why would we want to go down to B-League and play against them? I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to. Maybe dating a hot girl. You're dating a hot girl. You're doing all these things. You break up with her for an uglier girl. I don't even know what to compare it to. It just blows my mind. I don't know what it is. I mean, or you know, here's the thing. If that's the case, if you wanted to do an easier workout, if boot camp was too much and too hard for you, then just admit it to yourself. You know, I've always, this is the thing too, I've always been the scapegoat for a lot of people's excuses. And my thing is no fucking excuses, right? You're sick, come to boot camp. Unless you have pneumonia or strep throat or the flu, stay away. All right? But if you're sick, you're not feeling good, you're tired or whatever, come to boot camp. All right? Your back hurts, come to boot camp. All right? No excuses. It's always been no excuses. But then people do these things where they're like, oh, well, he cursed at me and I don't like that, so I'm not going to go, and it's because of him. But really, it's because you're a fucking pussy and you don't want to admit to yourself that you can't handle boot camp. You know, I've dealt with it 100 times. And the thing is just admit it to yourself. I made a whole nother video about lying to yourself. I made a whole video about lying to yourself. I made a whole video about no excuses. I made a whole, like, tons of videos on my YouTube about all this shit. And now I'm trying to lump it in together into one and try to figure this out. Because I don't get it why human beings do this thing, because we're gonna have to do it again. And just admit it. You know, and listen, I'm a real person. So, you know, you want to stop coming to boot camp for whatever reason, money, schedule, you're mad at me, whatever it is, and then 3 months later, you want to come back, come back. Come back, I don't care. But just fucking be cool, be real. I don't care. I care about you getting results and living a fucking badass life. And if you're going to do Zumba, you're not going to do that. Come back if you want. Don't be embarrassed. That was another thing. I just talked to a lady yesterday about how she joined Planet Fitness and didn't go for 2 years because she was embarrassed. And I said, that is such an excuse. It's such an excuse that you're going to let other people, what you think in your head, what you are making up in your head, what you think other people are thinking about you. So you don't even fucking know that they're thinking these things. You're just making them up. So you don't go, and you're going to let that affect your health and your wallet. That is the most bullshit excuse ever. And yeah, you might be embarrassed, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it affect your health. Why would you ever give a shit what other people think when you're working out? That's the dumbest thing ever. And if there was a way that I could tap into that population, that would be what I want to do for the rest of my life. Is help those people get over that fear of caring what other fucking people think when it comes to their health or whatever, to their life, to their own life. Because those people don't affect your life in any way unless you let them. So I had this conversation with this lady for about 15 minutes, and I said, why would you give a fuck what other people think about? And here's the thing. They probably aren't even fucking paying attention to you. There's like a 92% chance they don't even see you. They don't care. They're probably, and if they are watching you, they might be watching you to see how to use the fucking machine because they don't know. So that's another excuse. But it's something that you tell yourself, you make up in yourself that is real, and it becomes real to you. But it's not real. It's not a good enough reason not to work out. And to let these things come in your head, and you tell yourself, and then you try to convince yourself that it's real, and then that's a good enough reason not to work out. It's just lying to yourself. And we're all going to have to do this workout thing at some point, and we're going to have to continue to do it, because now at the gym I have an 84-year-old client that comes 3 days a week, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I have to cancel him, I have to send him an email and hope that he responds. And if he doesn't respond, I still stay there or whatever and hope that he doesn't show up if I'm not there. If something happens or I had to, whatever. So he's there. He wants to be there. He understands the importance of it. One more topic, and I don't know what it is. I got off topic, and I'll think of it in like 2 seconds, hopefully. But, that's it. These people that want to be there, right? And I'll start naming names now, because these people, Ron has had a fucked up knee for the last month, right? Fucked up knee for the last month, and still shows up every single day. Still shows up every day. Do you believe that? This guy's been with me for 3 years and he's missed 2 sessions. 2 sessions. One because of Lyme disease that he got from boot camp. And the other one was an AC/DC concert that he was bringing his son to, that he gave me like 3 months notice about it. It was like April. He was like, hey, listen, I'm missing a day in August. I'm like, oh, okay, Rod. And then Terry's sitting at home listening to this with a messed up shoulder and would die to be at boot camp. Die to be at boot camp right now and doing all these things. And Teresa, broken toe, would be killing to be at boot camp right now. There's so many people. I have Amy in Connecticut. She you guys see her a lot commenting and clicking like on stuff. She wrote to you guys one time. She commented something one time and said, you guys don't understand how lucky you are to have this boot camp with you. Because when I left Connecticut, she's a Connecticut client. When I left Connecticut, I left 20 people in boot camp. And somebody took it over, which was good, and they kind of carried it on, which was great. But she said, basically she said, you're lucky and you need to appreciate it and don't take it for granted. And, there's these people that understand the importance of it. There's a few people left that understand the importance of what Maximum Results has done and brought and did, and it's the whole the workout, the mentality. The mentality. I mean, dude, I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old that don't use the word can't. They don't use the word can't. Because I taught them that. And I taught you guys that don't say that you can't do something. You know how many times I've seen a woman go up to a tire and say that they can't flip it without even touching it. And then I talk them into flipping it, and they flip it. All right, no excuses.